What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cody from Savant, and today we're bringing you part 2 of our 2026 NFL mock draft video series. If you weren't able to catch the first episode where we went over picks 1 through 10, there's a link in our bio. Go check it out. Make sure you catch up to us and let us know what your thoughts are on the first 10 picks. Without further ado, let's jump into it. With the 11th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. He is probably the best cornerback on tape in the draft this year. He's got good size at 6 foot 187. He had a productive season with 45 tackles, 11 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions last year. More than anything, I just think he's the most stable player in a franchise that kind of needs to rebuild from the bottom up in the Dolphins. I think they have a lot of talented pieces, but it's pretty obvious they're getting rid of Tua. They're going to let people go. They're going to start acquiring draft picks. They're letting people like Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb go. They just need to start from scratch a little bit, and what better way than to get a potential CB1 in the draft where your team desperately needs some help stopping the pass and a good run supporting cornerback as well. He is a full contact hitter. He plays the run really well. Nothing to worry about on that front. He sheds blocks pretty easily. He uses his size to maneuver through receivers and make plays on the ball. He's great at the catch point when defending receivers. I think that a lot of people have trouble actually making contested catches over him. I just think this is a safe pick. I don't think it's actually a home run pick by any means, but I think it's a good B plus pick for the Dolphins team who needs a bunch of help all over the board. With the 12th pick in the NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. This guy is a freak. He is 6'5", 245. If you watched his combine, he went crazy. He ran really fast. He had 83 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, a sack and an interception last year, and those numbers don't even paint the whole story. He is all over the place. He's a very instinctual linebacker who can make plays on the ball. He can cover. He's great at diagnosing pre-snap and post-snap movement from offenses, which in today's day and age you desperately need because teams are getting a lot more creative. He sheds blocks very well because he just has elite size and he makes a bunch of plays. He's very much a go-getter in terms of a linebacker. He will make plays on the ball. And honestly, he's just an elite athlete. This is a classic Cowboys pick. They do have another pick coming up in this video too, and I think that this is a great start for them as they try to rebuild this defense to become a contending team. We know they have the offensive firepower. Now it's time to get some stops on defense. With the 13th pick in the NFL draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee. So this guy has elite tape. He missed the entire 2025 season with a torn ACL, but he has great size. He's 6'1.5", 188 pounds, was extremely productive in 2024, and I think he has CB1 potential in this draft. Of course, he's just hurt, can't really do a ton of the combine as well, but this would be a classic Rams pick, right? I think what you're noticing is a lot of good teams who are competing for Super Bowls and stuff, they're just having players fall, right? Good players who should maybe be a little bit higher, or they're willing to take a risk on a player who might be injured in the past to get, more value out of them. And Jermod McCoy is a perfect example of that. He's got quick feet. He's a true athlete with great size. He doesn't let a lot of guys burn him, and he's always around the ball, and he's got great hips and overall size, which I think will play to, the Rams' strength in the secondary. They have a great front seven. I think he has all the traits to be a CB1 in this league, assuming he gets healthy and comes back to shape. And the Rams can get him all the way at 13, which is kind of crazy. I think that if he wasn't hurt, he might have been a top 10 pick this year. With the 14th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. I had a little bit of trouble with this pick. I thought they could have gone edge, interior D-line, maybe even a different offensive position. But to me, I think Lamar has the keys. They're bringing in a new offense, right? And they just need more weapons out there on the outside for Lamar to play with. I think Zay Flowers is a great player. They might have to franchise tag him, and he's already made 2 Pro Bowls, so his franchise tag cost is already like $30 million. I think bringing in just constant first round upside playmakers like Mekhi Lemon will prove to be a good recipe for success for Lamar Jackson and company. He's 5'11", 192, not the biggest, but he's very productive. 80 catches, 1,150 yards, and 11 touchdowns last year. Crisp route runner. He's very shifty. He can make cuts very easily. It gets him open. He's very comparable, I think, to Zay Flowers to begin with. He's got elite ball tracking, which I think is going to be huge for this Ravens offense that likes to push the ball down the field. And Lamar sort of has to play hero ball here and there. And so having ball tracking ability while on the run, while the plays, aren't shaping out the way that they should, and being creative and adaptable is going to be a huge trait for Lamar Jackson and company. And he's a willing run blocker. He's a little bit small, but more than anything, you put him in the slot, even if you put him in the boundary, he will run block, which is great. With the 15th overall pick in the 2026 draft, we have our first member of the Savant's Freak Factory, Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon. This guy is a monster. He's 6'3", 240, ran a crazy 40 time in the combine. He's extremely strong, crazy vert. He was very productive last year with Oregon at 51 catches, 560 yards, and 8 touchdowns. I think this is an absolute home run pick for the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're having some aging receivers fizzle out, like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They do have talented running backs and some already talented tight ends, but this prospect in Kenyon Sadiq could take them to the next level. Incredible athlete. He has a full route tree. He can step in day one, and you can teach him the ins and outs of your complete offense, and he's quick enough, agile enough, strong enough, fast enough, everything in between to have a full route tree, which is amazing. He's a yak machine once you get the ball into his hands. I mean, he has like 4.3, 4.4 speed, so like give him the ball and get out of the way, right? You have the ability to do that. And with this high tempo, high powered offense with Baker Mayfield, I think this is just an amazing addition to an offense that we saw stagger and fizzle out last year. So welcome to the Savant's Freak Factory, Kenyon Sadiq. And now a quick word from our sponsors, which is currently nobody. Me and my buddy Thomas started this channel with the hopes of sharing our passion for sports through media. And the only way we can do this reliably and sustainably over time is to have sponsors, partnerships, collaborations, etc. You know how it goes. And so we want to offer that in our videos. Your ad could be here, your brand could be here. We're both extremely excited to get ramped up on this channel and start making extremely valuable content for our viewers. So if you know anybody who would want to partner with us, please let us know. You can reach out at Savant Sports on YouTube or Savant Selects on Twitter, Instagram, etc. Thank you very much. With the 16th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select David Bailey, an edge out of Texas. This guy is a machine. He's 6'4", 251, extremely productive last year with 14 and a half sacks, almost 20 tackles for losses, and 52 overall tackles. He is a great athlete with rare short area athleticism. That just means that he can like push tackles around, within a couple of yards. He's got a bunch of counter moves. He just knows how to be a pass rusher. And I just think he's going to be a great player, an above average starter on a Jets team that needs a lot of help everywhere. I don't even know where to go with them as a franchise. You hope you can just get a quarterback that one day will make it all click, and for the time being, build everywhere else, right? It's not a great quarterback draft class this year, so this is what they're going to have to rely on, is a very solid edge rusher, both in the pass game and in the run game, somebody you can build around for years to come, and we really like him over here at Savant. With the 17th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson. 6'4", 263 pounds, very productive with 5 sacks and 9.5 tackles for loss last year. I just think he's a very complete player, and the Lions could definitely use his help on defense. as their rotation gets hurt from time to time. Aiden Hutchinson needs a partner on the other side to help him bolster his own numbers. He can contribute both in the run game and as a pass rusher, which is very good. He's just a complete player for his age. He has long arms, which can help him disrupt into backfields, and I think gives him a point of leverage. He dislodges well. I think he's pretty good at shedding blocks, leading to tackles for loss, short yard gains, broken up screen plays, etc. I just think that he's a very quality starter, and the Lions can rely on him for years to come. So I think it's just a very safe pick. With the 18th overall pick in the draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Peter Woods, defensive tackle out of Clemson. 6'2", almost 300 pounds. He had a great season last year with 30 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Just an explosive athlete, a little bit shorter with shorter arms, but he is a brawler. He is going to fight you one-on-one, one-on-two, eat up blocks, try to squeeze through gaps and make plays for your team. He's very shifty for his size. And I think that he can play 2 or 3 different positions depending on what front you want to run. In the NFL. And I think that versatility will have him upwards of the top 20 in the NFL draft this year. I think he has great block shed ability. I consider him more of a run stuffer and a gap eater than a pass rusher for sure. But as he was partnered with TJ Parker in Clemson, they were a great 1-2 punch. And I think they had a better 2024, but the potential is there for an NFL team to develop Woods into a starting above average defensive tackle. With the 19th overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Carolina Panthers select Akeem Mesidor, edge out of Miami. This dude was a productive machine last year. He's 6'3", 260 pounds. He had 12.5 sacks, 17.5 tackles for loss. And he's a little bit older. I think he's 24 right now, but the Panthers just need to stabilize that defense. You saw the potential with their offense last year, and you could have gone tackle. Maybe you could have gone another receiver if you wanted to, but I would let that offense develop a little bit more and just bolster the defensive side of the ball, because they lost guys like Brian Burns, etc., and they can win some of the games that they lost last year if they just got a few more stops, which I think a proven pass rusher in Akeem would be a great addition. He's got a relentless motor, which is a huge upside trait to have in this NFL draft. He's got a great arsenal of moves. I honestly think he would be even higher in this draft if he was 20 years old. He just happens to be one of the older prospects in the draft this year. He finds a ball in the run game, and he's not afraid to do the dirty work, right? He's good at helping his teammates, good with stunts. He's good at setting the edge. I just think he's a complete player who falls a little bit in this draft because of his age, but the Panthers get a nice quality starter for the years to come as Bryce Young develops. And with the 20th pick in the overall draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Brandon Cisse, cornerback out of South Carolina. 6 feet, 190 pounds, had a great 2025 season with 27 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 5 pass breakups. Not too much of a ball production player because they refused to throw his way most of the season. He's got great size though, great athleticism, an extremely good run defender, which I think a lot of teams will value in a league where they can set the edge, play a cover 2 high shell, and you can actually become a little bit more aggressive in the run game as a cornerback nowadays. I think that he does have the long speed capable of keeping up with defenders in his division, like an A.J. Brown or a Scary Terry, etc. He has the ability to keep up with them on deep balls, but he is more of a, great shutdown corner. We think over here at Savant that he's just going to be a great corner for a team that desperately needs to revamp this defense. As you saw with the 12th overall pick, they get Sonny Styles and Brandon. I think that's a great 1-2 punch at linebacker and cornerback to start bolstering this defense and getting young talent that can actually make a difference in a division that is high flying, filled with star players on offense, and honestly up for grabs this year. All right, guys, there you have it. That is part 2 of our 2026 NFL mock drafts, picks 11 through 20. Let us know what your favorite pick was from this video in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. The good old typical stuff. Share this video with a friend so we can continue to grow. And thank you very much for watching.